So this is going to be 7-Up biscuits. The first thing you want to do is melt 1/4 cup of butter, and that is equal to a 1/2 stick of butter. Next, you want to take 2 cups of Bisquicks and a 1/2 cup of sour cream, and you just want to mix this together until everything is mixed together well. And the easiest way to do that is with a fork. Now you just want to take a 1/2 cup of 7-Up, and you just want to mix that together, and that is the only 3 ingredients you need. So this is a very pasty dough to work with, so you just want to sprinkle some of your Bisquicks or flour on your surface, flop your dough out, and then sprinkle some on top. You're not going to be able to roll this, so you just want to mix this and just pat it. So now my dough is patted out. I'm just going to take this 1/3 cup measuring cup and just cut out my biscuit shapes and then place them in my pan. So here they are. I did get 11 biscuits. Normally I get anywhere between 9 to 12 biscuits depending on how thick I roll them out and how big I cut my biscuits. Keep in mind these are going to rise, and I'm going to pop a lid on and freeze these, and this is going to be used for breakfast. And then here I have some of the 7-Up biscuits, also known as the Pie biscuits. I did a little taste test, and these are really good biscuits. Probably the best biscuits I've ever tasted.
We are going to be making homemade Play-Doh. The ingredients you need are 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of water, 1/4 cup of salt, 2 teaspoons cream of tartar, 1 tablespoon vegetable oil, last but not least, food coloring. And if the color is not bright enough, you can always put more, but I put 4. They just dump all your ingredients together. Mommy.
Thank you.
I will. What are you doing, Mom?
Listen, go down and get Mommy's diaper bag so she don't get nothing else out of it. Kira, bring it to Mommy. Now, the cream of tartar, you do not have to use. If you go back to the video where we talked about kids craft, I do have recipes, and you can do a substitution, and I think it's just like baking powder maybe. I'm not quite sure. But if you go back, it is listed in the description bar, so you do not have to have this, but the cream of tartar is going to make it, in my opinion, more squishy and last longer, and you can find this in your spice out, and it's only like $2 and something.
And then give them a good stir.
Kira, get out of there. So this is what it should look like when you're done mixing everything. We did have to add more food coloring just because, you know, we wanted it a little bit darker. And you can always start off with just a little and always add more. So that's what we did. Now you want to put this on your stove, and you want to cook this over medium heat. And you want to stir constantly until it forms a ball. And as you can see, it's already starting to get thicker. And then as soon as, you know, that happens, you want to dump it, you know, either on your countertop or even some wax paper. And I just have some wax paper laying there. So that's what we're going to dump it on. So just continue stirring this, and I'm going to have both hands, so I am going to lay you down. So here's the ball, and I just put it on my wax paper. And you can wait a few minutes to let this cool a bit, because it will not take long. But I'm going to go ahead and start working it. So you do want to knead this just a few times just until it's smooth. And you know, if you're doing it like me, it is hot, so be careful. And you just want to work this just a few times until you can just roll it in a ball. See, it's done. So I'm just going to let it cool a little bit before I do roll it in the ball. And so that'll cool just about 2 or 3 minutes, and then I will let the kids have some fun with it.
This is the finished product.
Okay, so you want to store this either in a baggie or even an airtight container. And these are the little containers that I found at Walmart. It came with a set of 4. But you can also find these at the Dollar Tree. You know, I think you get a set of 10 for like a buck, and that's not bad at all. And you can even, like I said, store this in a baggie. And this is going to last 3 to 4 months. It's a really good Play-Doh recipe. And no worries about your pan. This is a pan that I use to cook it in. It comes right out, so you don't have to worry about ruining a pan.
Thanks for watching.
So I quickly wanted to show you just how smushy this is. This is a very squishy Play-Doh. And this one batch will actually divide perfectly and fit into 4 containers. And you can also, what I wanted to say was, you can also divide your batter into bowls and add different colors of food coloring and just bake it separate, or cook it separate, should I say. And then you will have multiple colors of Play-Doh. However, for my girls, they do like to mix, and then once it's mixed, they don't want to play with it again. So we are going to be making some chicken. So I have my helpers here. Kira. She's in charge of the flour. And then we have Alexis, who is in charge of the eggs, and then Maddie Lou down there, who's in charge of the breadcrumbs. So what you're going to need is some washed chicken. Then you want to salt and pepper it. You do want to add some flour to a bowl. You're just wanting enough flour just so that you can coat your chicken like this. So that's the first step. And then you want to dip it in the eggs. And then after you dip it in the eggs, you want to put it in the breadcrumbs. You can also do a whole big batch of these and fry them up. And once they cool, put them in baggies or a freezer friendly container. And you can freeze them and just bake them to heat them up. So here is the finished product, and that's what it looks like. So this is another of our favorite recipe, and it is pizza. You can make your own dough. You can even buy store-bought. I will link a video down to the video that I used to make my dough with. And right now we have some spinach leaves, some mushrooms, some bell pepper, some pepperoni, spinach. So it's a really good way to sneak in them vegetables. And it's really fun because the kids can really, do anything. So you can add anything you like to your pizza.
What is it?
So here's Maddie's finished pizza. And you can't see the spinach because we did put the spinach on top of the pizza sauce, which is under the cheese. And then there is Kira's pizza.
I made it by myself.
So you sure did. You made it all by yourself, didn't you?
We did.
Now here is my plate, and I like to pair pizza with like a nice big old Caesar salad with some grapes on the side. And this can be a really filling meal. And pizza, I think, tastes great as leftovers as well. So this is the finished product in a bowl, and we just top it with some shredded sharp cheddar cheese and just a scoop of sour cream. And we like to take Frito chips and dip and eat it that way.